afternoon, everybody. We're really pleased that you were all able to find the suits in the back of your closet. I could not locate my ties, so I went without. I read somewhere that they're worried about the virus getting on your tie and staying on your tie, so maybe the tie era is officially over forever. Pocket squares are in, ties are out. Excellent. So in 2011, our CEO, Eric Woodmont, and our partner, Mark Lebovitz, Mark, raise your hand real quick. Sorry, there he is. Got together, and at the time, just to give you perspective, a share of Amazon was selling for $183. $183. Mark is CEO at Mark, who's a logistics company, and he understands how all of these sites operate. How many dock doors you should have, the heights of the ceilings, the pitches of all of the ramps, and so on and so forth. And they said, here comes the next wave in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, and really Eastern Seaboard real estate is warehouse distribution. And so we set about forming as a partnership Woodmont Industrial Partners. And initially, we were locating sites that had been unloved and rehabbing them, re-tenanting them, and then putting them back into the market, mostly in Western New Jersey and Pennsylvania. And that got really, really crowded really, really fast because everybody was starting to pick up on this by 2013 or 2014. So what we decided to do, because we had this organization internally that knew how to get entitlements and build and lease, was that we decided as Woodmont Industrial, we would go into the ground up development business of industrial warehouse and take the skills that we had been working so hard to master in the mixed use world and in the downtown redevelopment and the multifamily world and bring them over to the industrial side. So here we are today. One share of Amazon on September 1st sold for, Louis will know, $3,450. So if you ever find that Wayback Machine, you know exactly. Don't worry about betting on the Super Bowl. Just buy all the Amazon that you can buy. So about 18 months ago, to jump forward, we were presented with this site. And Anthony Amadeo, Anthony, raise your hand, who heads up our industrial division at Woodmont, walked into my office and he said, do we know anybody at Woodbridge? I found a great site. I said, do we know anybody at Woodbridge? We know who runs the town. Sorry, Mayor. Carolyn Ehrlich runs the town. Carolyn and I are friends, and I'm sure we can at least look into and determine what it is the town may be interested in on this site and in this location. So fortunately, the municipality understood that 440 runs behind the site, that 9 is about 7 seconds away, and that the turnpike is about 15 seconds away. And they also understood that the ticket to good quality non-residential development was to get involved with and on board with warehouse distribution. And this was, by the way, pre-COVID, and moving forward in that direction. So I met with Carolyn and Marta, who is the second person in the head that runs the town in Woodbridge. Mayor, I think you're third. They said, we love it. Now, I'm going to quote somebody who isn't here, Bill Northgrave, who's the town attorney. And as we started this process, Bill said, you're going to really like Woodbridge. We make one phone call and 12 people run in the same direction. Now, any of you who have built anything in New Jersey know that in most towns, you make one phone call and 12 people run in 13 different directions. Well, Bill was prescient because everybody got the message that the mayor had determined this was the right place at the right time for this development. And no town in New Jersey, and I can say this, we work up and down from Burlington County to Bergen County, no town gets it better than Woodbridge. And what does get it mean? Because that doesn't mean, let property owners and developers do whatever they want. What get it means is Figure out what's good for your town in a certain location, and then remove the obstacles and make it happen sooner rather than later. And that is what Woodbridge has done. And every time, and Mayor, you should take this as a compliment, every time I'm at an event and I say, they say, oh, what are you working on? What do you have going on? And I say, oh, we're doing this great small industrial job in Woodbridge. And every single person goes, isn't Woodbridge such a great place to do business? So I certainly nod enthusiastically, and I say they absolutely are. So the bottom line is the person who's responsible for all of that is Mayor John McCormick, and I'm going to ask him to come up and say a few words.
Thank you very much. I don't think I have anything more to say after that introduction. This is a terrific project. It's something we embraced from the very beginning. We've been doing warehouses now for a long, long time. Our budget is built around our warehouse projects. We just closed on some land we bought from the state and flipped it to a developer. We're about to build our biggest warehouse, 1.2 million square feet in Avenel. So we have very much have a commitment to the industry. Warehouses are great. They don't put kids in school. They don't take a lot of effort from our budget, and they just pay a whole lot of taxes, as this project will do. This project knocked out an eyesore on this site, and I'm very satisfied that Woodmont is looking at other sites. This area here has gotten a lot of attention by the town over the last couple of years. There used to be a really awful looking manufacturing warehouse facility back a few blocks away. That's all been torn down and beautiful apartments were installed. We had a Pathmark here that went out of business over 5 years ago. We attracted a company called Superfresh to come in and put in a brand new store that's been a huge hit with the residents. We're actually putting a traffic light at the end of the street here where Pennsylvania Avenue, right by the Burger King. That's going to be great for your clients of this facility and for the people of Hopelawn. So this is an area we've paid a lot of attention to. You heard former Mayor Steve introduce our staff. Carolyn Ehrlich is the head of our redevelopment agency. She's also the chief of staff. When I was CFO of the town in the 90s, Carol was on the town council. When I went to Trenton, she joined me as my chief of staff down there. And when we came back here, she dropped off the council to take the job here and has been doing an absolutely terrific job since then. I call her my right arm. My left arm is also to my left here. That's Marta Levsky. She's been the planning director way back since I worked for the town since January of '92, and she was working here then. So we have a wealth of experience and knowledge in these two. This is Viru Patel. He's one of our council people. I also want to introduce Bob Gillespie, who is a Hopelawn resident. He's on the redevelopment agency, so he's paid personal attention to everything going on here, and he's made sure we're doing right by the residents of Hopelawn in particular, Woodbridge in general. We have Heather LaMotta, who is Carol's assistant on redevelopment. We have today's event was put together by John Haggerty, our communications director. He's assisted by Megan Kushba and all the other people in the town who helped put this project together. And I want to say that Woodmont's a terrific developer. I've seen firsthand what you've done in Metuchen, where you have that beautiful apartment complex right a block off Main Street, right near the train. We're doing several of those downtown, exactly like what you did in Metuchen is what we went down here. Carol just said before that we were sorry we didn't get Woodmont involved in any of those projects way back then, but for some reason, I don't know what happened. We started with a proposal. We didn't hear from the company, but we have other opportunities potentially going forward. So we love dealing with you as much as you love dealing with us. I also want to recognize former Senator Joe Carrillos, who's a very, very good friend of mine in the audience here. We're on a board together. We've known each other for a long time, way back from our days in Trenton together. So just thank you for what you're investing in our town. We really are thrilled by it, and we hope that you do more, and you are doing more. And as we know, everybody says to us, you find us a pad of land and we'll put a warehouse on it. I'd be thrilled if you found more projects in Woodbridge. So thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, Mayor. It's kind to have a mayor say nice things about you when you're this far into a project. So I'm going to break the cardinal rule, never do introductions because you always leave somebody out, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. First, real quickly, from Romark, we met Mark Lebovitz and his nephew, Michael Lebovitz, our partners in this job. Our outside professionals, the lawyers, right? You don't like them until you need them. Jen Mazaway from the Genova firm, and a very special young man who this is his first project that he worked on for us, but did some amazing things and let me sleep at night, John Galluccio. So John, thanks for coming down from Fox Rothschild. Menlo Engineering, Bill Lane, and from French and Perillo, both Steve Tardy and Dudley Werner were great partners in designing this site and making it happen. Our lender, none of this happens without the guys with the checkbook. Valley is here, Valley National, and Steve Tisch. Brian Tisch. Steve Tisch, I think you'd rather be Steve Tisch, but Brian Tisch is pretty good too. And our brokers from CBRE, who are working on leasing this magnificent facility. So we appreciate them. Also from Woodmont. We love to do these events. It's been 8 months where we haven't had lunch together outside like this, and it's been kind of grinding on us. Mayor, no other mayor has ever helped us, by the way. So the fact that you have a staff that comes and does this is amazing. Usually falls to Kim Priestner, my assistant. So first, hold your applause till the end. Our president, Louis Lotnick. Dave Traeger, our chief investment officer, who made this all go. Steve Arnekis, who takes sites like this that need lots of love and cleanup and attention, and from an engineering standpoint, Steve Arnekis, who heads up our development group. This is the first job at Woodmont in a long time that we haven't been the general contractor on. We have our own internal GC division, but it still requires our folks to oversee and help price and everything else. And so Howard Irwin and Steve Clank are both here. They run our construction division. Dan Miller, our CFO, who says we're going to make a few bucks here, but we'll see when that's all done. I want to also express a sincere apology from Eric Whitmont, our CEO, who was scheduled to be here. He was away and got caught out west and hasn't been able to get back. So unfortunately, he's not here, but Mark is a great stand-in. So I mentioned that Woodmont typically does its own general contracting, and so for this particular project, we hired a company called Redcom, who, as you can see, add water and get industrial in about, what has it been, like 2.5 weeks? You guys have gotten the job this far along, so we expect by Christmas we'll be all done. I apologize, but from Redcom, Sam Rockaway.
So we really just wanted to say thank you to Woodmont and to Romark and to Mark, and a special thanks to the township for working so well with us. Without the township as a true business partner, we wouldn't be in this spot right now. So thank you. It's been great. And Woodmont, it's been great. We look forward to doing more projects with you, and this is hopefully the beginning of a long relationship. We have Greg Reddington. He's our CEO and our company president. He's here with his wife, Michelle. And we have some other folks here. John Canada is the project manager. Jimmy Connor is the site super on the project. And Larry from Bedrock, who Bedrock does a lot of our work for us, and Larry Wilderotter is the CEO of Bedrock, who's responsible for the walls that you see here up, and they're a fantastic team as well. So with that said, we have a few plaques that I'd just like to hand out and just say some thank yous to. So here, Graham from Everwest. This is for you. If you would like to come up and grab it, that'd be great. Thank you. I'll get a quick picture. Good. Thank you. Thanks, Graham. Sorry about the spot. Steven Santola.
Not for me.
Here you go. Thank you. Steve Feinberg, Everwest. I just realized I don't have my mask on either, so. Thanks, Steve. Mark, here you go. Just got 14 more. Just be a minute. Eric's not here. Eric Woodmont. We could just Howard Irwin. All right, now. So you get away with that, huh? There you go. Thank you. And Anthony Amadeo. Anthony helps with all the financing and the numbers, so thank you very much. Here you go. So again, thanks to Woodmont, thanks to the town and everyone else that helped with this project. We're looking forward to doing more work. Thanks, bye.
Sam mentioned EverWest, who I apologetically forget. EverWest is an investment partner of ours. This is our third deal with them. Grant and Steve, thanks for coming out and supporting us. We very much appreciate it. So, at Woodmont, we don't do pictures of guys in suits with golden shovels. No good, not interested. So we always try and come up with something a little more novel to help celebrate a new project. And so with our friends at Red Comet, I think this was Jimmy's idea, we decided that we would sign the white area of this piece of steel, and then while we're all still here, as long as no one gets hurt, we're actually going to raise the steel into place, and then we'll all cheer and have lunch. So, a couple of things. We have great lunch, contact-free, from our favorite caterer. We also have masks, because you get to represent in a whole new way in the COVID era. So we encourage you to take your Woodmont mask and wear it everywhere you go. And so what we'll do first is, let's go with the bigger shot. So if I can get the Woodmont, oh wait, I apologize, Steve Nichols. Steve Nichols, I just want to do a quick commercial. 2 years ago, Woodmont started a senior housing division. And we poached Steve as one of the top senior housing executives in New Jersey. And we are launching a new, different type of senior housing community that really doesn't exist in New Jersey. We have 5 different sites that we're working on. So Valley, get your checkbook ready. Mayor, we're looking at some stuff in Woodbridge, so we'll let you know if anything should happen. But found something today. So Steve's on the prowl. So hopefully next time we see you, we'll be breaking ground at one of our senior housing communities. So let's do the bigger shot first. And everybody who's here, by the way, is welcome to sign the steel before we leave. But for now, I got to try and do this with some orderliness. So let me get Lewis and Howard and Steve Varnekis. Traeger, did Traeger come or not? Okay. Can I get the 3 of you up here to sign this real quickly? And I forgot one more guy. Lewis has his own pen. We talked about Eric Woodmont not being here, but hiding off to my right is the big cheese. The guy who made it all happen in 1963, who started this company and who's been a guiding post and still, for better or worse, comes to work every single day. And that's Don Woodmont. Mark, get your Sharpie and get in here. Mayor, why don't you sign first?